Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. Welcome back to our peaceful and inspiring channel. Today we bring you a very special story, full of love, patience, and faith. This story is about Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha, a great woman of Islam. She was strong, kind, generous, and pure in heart and soul. She was the first wife of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. She was also the first person to accept Islam wholeheartedly. Her life teaches us courage, honesty, and unwavering faith in Allah. In this video, we will follow her journey from childhood to her beautiful partnership with the Prophet. We will see how she faced hardships with patience and helped those in need. We will understand how Allah prepared her for a special role in history. Even though she was rich, her heart was humble and caring. People of Makkah respected her for her wisdom and honesty. She never cheated anyone and always stood for truth and justice. She used her wealth to support orphans, the poor, and those in difficulty. Behind her strength, she also faced loneliness and deep personal pain. She lost her parents at a young age and learned to be independent very early. Despite challenges, her heart stayed soft and full of mercy. She always treated people with kindness and respect. Her life shows us that true strength comes with humility and patience. Allah loved her pure intentions and constant devotion. Soon, her life would meet someone chosen by Allah for a greater mission. Someone whose honesty and gentleness would touch her heart forever. Their meeting was not accidental, but a beautiful destiny written by Allah. Their bond would become a model of love, respect, and support for all generations. This story will take you through her struggles, victories, and sacrifices. It will teach us lessons of faith, resilience, and devotion to truth. It will touch your heart and inspire your soul in many ways. So stay with us and listen with your heart to this precious journey. Let us begin the life story of Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha. Her story is not only history but also a source of guidance and inspiration. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha was born into a noble and respected family of Quraysh. Her father was a wise and honorable businessman, known for his honesty. Her mother was gentle, caring, and taught Khadija manners and faith from childhood. Even as a young girl, she showed great intelligence and maturity. She loved helping others and showed kindness to everyone around her. But life was not always easy for her, and she faced challenges early on. She lost her parents at a young age, leaving her to navigate the world alone. Despite this loss, she remained patient and courageous in her heart. She learned to take responsibility and handle life with wisdom beyond her years. Her family had taught her the importance of truth and integrity. She carried these lessons into every part of her life. Even in sadness, she never became bitter or harsh to others. She managed her wealth carefully and used it for good causes. Orphans, widows, and the poor often found support in her house. She believed helping others was a way to seek Allah's pleasure. Her reputation for honesty and nobility spread across Makkah. Many people admired her courage and quiet strength. She never followed the wrong paths of society and stayed true to her values. Even at a young age, she understood the importance of faith and righteousness. She was known as Tahira, meaning the pure and virtuous one. Her purity was not just in heart but also in action and character. People trusted her decisions and sought her advice for guidance. Her early life prepared her for a destiny much greater than ordinary life. She learned to balance wealth, responsibility, and compassion skillfully. Her heart was gentle, yet her mind was sharp and full of wisdom. She often reflected on life and searched for the truth of existence. She felt in her soul that there must be a greater creator than idols. This inner search made her ready for the divine guidance that was to come. Every act of kindness she did, every prayer she offered, was known to Allah. Her early struggles and patience shaped her into a woman destined for greatness. As Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha grew older, she became a successful and respected businesswoman. She was known for her honesty, wisdom, and fairness in all her dealings. Many traders worked for her, and her wealth was managed with great skill. One day, She heard about a young man named Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. People called him Al-Amin, the trustworthy, because he never lied or cheated. His reputation for honesty reached Khadija, and it touched her heart deeply. She wanted to see for herself if this young man was truly as trustworthy as people said. So she hired him to manage a trade journey to Syria with her caravan. He was calm, fair, and wise, treating everyone with respect and integrity. During the journey, many witnessed the blessings that surrounded him. Even the weather seemed gentle and favorable, as if Allah was guiding him. His profits were great, but he never became proud or greedy. He conducted all business fairly and gave honesty more importance than wealth. When he returned, Hazrat Khadija was deeply impressed by his character. She saw a man of complete truthfulness, humility, and kindness. Her heart recognized the purity and strength within him. She realized he was different from others she had met in Makkah. She admired not only his honesty, but also his patience and gentle manners. She understood that Allah had sent someone special into her life. Her soul felt comforted and inspired by his presence. She sought advice from her close friends and family about him. Everyone agreed that his character was unmatched and rare. Hazrat Khadija then decided to propose marriage to him. She wanted to unite with a man who shared her values and faith. This proposal was not only a personal choice, but also a step in a divine plan. Their marriage would become a model of love, respect, and partnership. It would also show the world how faith and character matter more than wealth or status. Through this union, Hazrat Khadija would support Islam in ways no one else could. Their meeting and bond were truly written by Allah's will and mercy. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha married Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam when she was a mature and respected woman. Their marriage was built on love, trust, and mutual respect. Even though she was older than him, their hearts connected deeply. She saw in him honesty, patience, and a gentle soul that matched her own values. Their home became a place of peace, kindness, and understanding. Hazrat Khadija supported him in every way, both emotionally and spiritually. She encouraged him in his work and in his mission, long before prophethood began. Her love for him was pure and selfless, without any worldly desires. She stood by him when others mocked or doubted his character. Her support made his heart confident and strengthened his resolve. Their love was built not only on feelings but on faith and respect. She often comforted him in moments of worry or sorrow. Her wisdom guided him, and her prayers protected him. She shared her wealth generously to support their family and the poor. Her home became a refuge for the needy and for people seeking guidance. Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam loved her deeply and respected her greatly. He would always speak of her kindness and the strength of her heart. Even when facing the difficulties of Makkah, their bond never weakened. Hazrat Khadija gave him courage to continue the path of truth and honesty. Her loyalty and faith were unmatched in history. She trusted Allah and supported his messenger without hesitation. Her love was quiet but powerful, inspiring others around them. Together, they showed that marriage can be a partnership of hearts and souls. They shared dreams, struggles, and devotion to Allah's guidance. Even when facing challenges from society, they remained united. Their love story is remembered as a model for all generations. She gave him strength when the world seemed harsh and cruel. Her presence brought peace and light to his life. She truly became the best companion a prophet could have. Their marriage teaches us the power of love, faith, and support in life. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha played a very important role in the early days of Islam. She was the first person to believe in the message of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Her heart accepted Islam even before anyone else in Makkah. Her faith gave great comfort and support to the Prophet in his most difficult moments. She spent her wealth to help the poor and support Islam quietly. Her generosity was known throughout Makkah, and she never sought praise. Orphans and widows found shelter and help in her home. She used her influence to protect the Prophet from harm and ridicule. Her life was full of sacrifices for the sake of Allah and His Messenger. She prayed for the success of Islam every day with pure devotion. Even when facing personal sadness, she prioritized faith and helping others. Her home became a center of learning, peace, and guidance. She encouraged other women to be strong and kind in their lives. Hazrat Khadija's support helped Islam survive in its earliest and hardest days. She showed the world that a woman's courage and wisdom can change history. Her generosity was not only in wealth but also in heart and time. She taught the Prophet patience, trust in Allah, and humility in leadership. Many heart-touching incidents show her deep love and care for him. She consoled him when he faced rejection and threats from disbelievers. Her faith never wavered, even in the face of danger and hardship. She is remembered as the mother of the believers for her incredible role. Her life inspires us to be charitable, patient, and faithful. She showed that true strength is combined with mercy and compassion. Even after hardships, she remained positive and hopeful in Allah's plan. Her early death caused great sorrow to the Prophet, showing how beloved she was. Her legacy of love, support, and faith continues to inspire Muslims worldwide. She proved that faith, courage, and kindness can leave an everlasting impact. Her story encourages us to trust Allah, help others, and stay patient. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha remains a shining example of devotion, strength, and mercy. Her life teaches that supporting the truth and helping others is the greatest success. When Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam received the first revelation, Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha was his greatest support. She listened with care and understood the weight of the divine message. She comforted him when he was frightened and unsure about the experience. She reassured him that Allah had chosen him for a noble purpose. She told him to be patient and courageous in delivering the message. She reminded him that the truth always prevails, even in the hardest times. Her love and faith gave him strength to face the disbelievers of Makkah. Even when the Quraysh mocked and threatened him, she stood by his side. Her home became a safe haven from the cruelty of enemies. She spent her wealth to help the poor and to support the Prophet's mission. Her heart was full of faith, and she never wavered even for a moment. She encouraged him to continue teaching the people about the one true Allah. Many people left their homes and faced hardships, but her support never faltered. She reminded the Prophet that Allah's plan is always perfect, even when humans do not understand. She often prayed day and night for the safety and success of Islam. Her patience was unmatched, and her heart remained pure and strong. Even when others doubted him, she believed fully in his character. She consoled him after every insult, every threat, and every act of cruelty. Her unwavering faith became a source of comfort and courage for the Prophet. She proved that true support is shown not only in words, but also in deeds. Hazrat Khadija's love was selfless, and her dedication was absolute. She sacrificed her personal comfort to ensure the Prophet could focus on his mission. Her wealth and status were used entirely for the cause of Allah. She never sought recognition or praise for her generosity. Even in sorrow and difficulty, she remained hopeful and trusting in Allah. She showed the world how a woman's patience and faith can protect and guide. Her life demonstrates that standing for truth requires both courage and wisdom. She bore every struggle silently, with dignity and grace. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha became the Prophet's strongest companion in the most challenging times. Her example teaches us to be steadfast in faith and to support truth with love and patience. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha was known for her generosity and care for the poor. She would quietly give money to orphans and widows without seeking attention. Her home was open to travelers and anyone in need of help. Even before Islam became public, she helped people purely for Allah's sake. She believed that true wealth is measured by the good one does, not by gold or silver. Many heart-touching incidents show her care for humanity. She once comforted a poor widow who had lost everything, giving her food and shelter. She gave money to children whose parents had passed away, ensuring they could study and live with dignity. Her servants often witnessed her feeding the hungry secretly, without anyone knowing. Hazrat Khadija's love extended beyond her family. It touched the whole community. When the Prophet received revelation, she supported him in every way possible. She used her wealth to protect him from harm and ridicule by the Quraysh. Her faith and courage were the backbone of early Islam. Even when danger surrounded them, she never complained or doubted Allah. She always reminded the Prophet to be patient and trust Allah's plan. Her charity was not limited to money. She gave her time, energy, and prayers. She encouraged others to be kind and generous in their hearts. People around her respected her honesty, purity, and selflessness. She gave silently, expecting nothing in return, knowing Allah sees every deed. Her actions inspired many to follow the path of kindness and faith. Even during personal hardship, she prioritized helping others over her own comfort. Her home became a sanctuary for those who had no one else to turn to. She often reminded her friends and family that helping the needy brings Allah's blessings. Her guidance helped the Prophet remain strong when enemies tried to silence him. She taught that faith without action is incomplete. One must live with compassion. Her life shows that small acts of kindness can create a lasting impact. Even today, Muslims remember her generosity and devotion with love and respect. Her charity was a reflection of her heart, full of mercy and devotion. Through her deeds, she became a role model for all believers, especially women. Her life proves that true greatness comes from service, patience, and love for Allah. After the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, Alaihi Wasallam began teaching Islam openly, many people in Makkah opposed him. They mocked him, insulted him, and even threatened his life. During these dark and painful times, Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha was his greatest support. She comforted him when the world seemed harsh and cruel. She reminded him that Allah had chosen him for a noble and divine mission. She reassured him that truth will always prevail, even when humans oppose it. Her faith and courage became a shield around his heart. Whenever the Prophet felt sadness or fear, her words brought him calm and hope. She told him to be patient and trust Allah in every situation. She protected him from despair when enemies tried to harm his spirit. Her home became a safe place where he could rest and pray in peace. She encouraged him to continue spreading Allah's message despite the threats. She gave him emotional strength to face mockery and ridicule with dignity. Her love was quiet, yet stronger than any worldly shield. Even when society turned against them, she never wavered in her loyalty. She spent her wealth to help the Prophet and support those who believed in Allah. She comforted him after every insult and reminded him of the reward of patience. Her prayers were constant, asking Allah to protect and guide him always. She taught the Prophet that enduring hardship for truth is a sign of strength. Her faith was steadfast even in the most frightening moments. She showed the Prophet that love is not only in words, but also in sacrifice and patience. She remained by his side when many others feared for their safety. Her trust in Allah's plan inspired the Prophet to continue with courage. She reminded him that every trial is temporary and that Allah sees every struggle. Her devotion and care gave him the confidence to face the strongest enemies. Through her support, the Prophet could focus on guiding people to Islam. She proved that behind every great man, there is a great and faithful woman. Her loyalty, courage, and wisdom saved the Prophet's heart from despair. Her life teaches us the power of love, patience, and unwavering faith in Allah. Her support was a gift from Allah, making her the most beloved companion to the Prophet. Her life shows that one person's faith and courage can impact the entire world. She remains a model for women and men, showing strength through humility. Her legacy reminds us to trust Allah, help others, and live a life of integrity. Her heart-touching story continues to teach patience, love, and devotion. She showed that supporting the truth sometimes requires sacrifice and courage. Her life encourages us to stand for good, be generous, and remain faithful to Allah. She is remembered forever as the mother of the believers and a guiding light. Following her example can inspire hearts and change lives in our own time. May we remember Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha and follow her faith, love, and courage always. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha's life teaches us many lessons about faith, patience, and character. She showed that true strength comes from a pure heart and trust in Allah. She inspired women to be courageous, wise, and independent in their lives. Her honesty and integrity were unmatched in Makkah and beyond. She proved that wealth and status are meaningless without compassion and mercy. Her actions showed that helping others brings peace to the heart and pleasure from Allah. She encouraged women to support their families and community with love. Her wisdom guided the Prophet during the most difficult times of his mission. She taught that patience in hardship is a sign of true faith. Her respect for everyone, rich or poor, set an example for all believers. Even in her business, she was fair, honest, and generous. She showed that a woman can lead and manage successfully with integrity. Her prayers and supplications were constant for the Prophet and the early Muslims. She inspired believers to face challenges with courage and trust in Allah. Her loyalty to the Prophet became a model for love and companionship. She treated servants, neighbors, and strangers with kindness and care. She taught that true honor is earned through deeds, not wealth or fame. Her life was a balance of faith, action, and love for humanity. She guided others quietly, leading by example rather than words alone. Her support for the Prophet helped Islam grow during its most vulnerable time. She proved that trust, sincerity, and courage can change the course of history. Her story encourages women to be leaders in their homes and communities. She showed that mercy and patience are more powerful than force or wealth. Her example reminds us to live with dignity, honesty, and faith in Allah. She inspired hope in those who face despair and hardship. Her heart-touching life continues to be a guiding light for believers today. She proved that love, patience, and devotion can overcome any trial. Her teachings remind us to be generous, sincere, and steadfast in faith. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha remains a symbol of courage, wisdom, and devotion. Her life inspires all generations to trust Allah, support good, and live with integrity. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha was not only noble, but also an extraordinary businesswoman. She managed trade caravans with great skill and honesty. People trusted her because she never cheated or acted unfairly. Her reputation for truthfulness spread throughout Makkah and beyond. Even leaders and elders respected her wisdom and fairness. She dealt with people politely, ensuring justice in every transaction. Her wealth was vast, but she used it with integrity and care. She believed that wealth is a tool to do good, not for pride or arrogance. Many people sought her advice on business matters because she was fair and intelligent. Her influence in Makkah was a result of her honesty and generosity. She employed trustworthy people and treated them with respect. Her caravan journeys were successful because of her careful planning and fairness. She never took advantage of anyone, even in trade disputes. Her actions showed that leadership comes with responsibility and ethics. Her honesty inspired others to behave justly and with mercy. People admired her patience and calmness in difficult situations. Even when others tried to cheat or trick her, she remained fair and truthful. Her wisdom was a guiding light in a society where trust was rare. She believed that respecting others is the foundation of successful relationships. Her home and business reflected her pure heart and moral integrity. She set an example that true success is earned through honesty and service. Her influence encouraged people to be better, kinder, and more faithful. Even those who opposed Islam later remembered her fairness and noble character. Her story teaches that wealth without integrity is worthless. She proved that women can lead with courage, intelligence, and compassion. Her life inspires both men and women to act justly in all aspects of life. Her honesty and influence were unmatched in Makkah during her time. She used her position to help the poor, support the Prophet, and serve the community. Her legacy in business and character continues to guide Muslims today. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha remains a model of wisdom, honesty, and leadership. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha made immense sacrifices to support Islam and the Prophet. She gave her wealth to protect the Prophet and help the early Muslims. Her generosity helped those who had been rejected and oppressed by society. Even her personal comfort was sacrificed for the sake of Allah's cause. She encouraged the Prophet to remain steadfast in delivering Allah's message. Her faith gave him strength during the toughest challenges of Makkah. She comforted him when enemies mocked and tried to silence him. Her prayers were constant, asking Allah to protect and guide the Prophet. She gave him emotional support that no one else could provide. She shared her home, her resources, and her time without hesitation. Many heart-touching incidents show her deep love and loyalty. She remained patient even when the Quraysh plotted against the Prophet. Her trust in Allah never wavered, even in danger and difficulty. She proved that true support is shown through action, sacrifice, and faith. Her courage inspired the Prophet to continue with patience and conviction. She ensured that the Prophet could focus on spreading the truth. Her life teaches that supporting goodness requires selflessness and love. She endured hardship silently, never complaining or seeking praise. Her sacrifices were known to Allah, who rewarded her immensely. She inspired early believers to be brave and generous. Even small acts of kindness from her had a great impact on society. Her wealth became a source of blessing for many who had no other help. She reminded the Prophet that patience and faith can overcome any trial. Her heart remained pure, her intentions sincere, and her actions noble. She taught that every sacrifice for Allah's cause is honored and remembered. Her loyalty and devotion made her the most beloved companion of the Prophet. Her life shows that true greatness is measured by faith, courage, and love. She encouraged believers to stand for truth and help others without hesitation. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha remains a shining example of sacrifice and devotion. Her story continues to guide Muslims to give, support, and stay patient in hardship. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha passed away after a life full of faith, love, and sacrifice. Her death was a moment of great sorrow for Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He loved her deeply and always remembered her kindness and loyalty. Her loss left a void that no one could ever fill in his heart. Even though she had been sick, her concern was more for others than for herself. She continued to pray for the Prophet and the early Muslims until her final days. When she passed, the Prophet mourned quietly, reflecting on her immense sacrifices. He remembered her honesty, generosity, and unwavering support. Her death marked the beginning of a very sad period called the Year of Sorrow. During this time, the Prophet lost two beloved people, including Khadija RaziAllahu Anha. Her home had always been a refuge of peace and love, and now it felt empty. The Prophet remembered her words of encouragement and her constant faith in Allah. Her care and guidance had shaped him into the man chosen for prophethood. She had been his strongest supporter when enemies opposed him fiercely. Her prayers had protected him from despair and strengthened his resolve. The Prophet often spoke of her with great respect and fondness. Her death showed how beloved she was not only to him but to all believers. She left a legacy of courage, devotion, and mercy that continues to inspire. Her life reminds us that true love is measured by sacrifice and faithfulness. The Prophet missed her companionship and the gentle support she always offered. Even after her passing, her influence continued to guide him and early Muslims. Her example taught patience in grief and unwavering trust in Allah. She had shown that standing for truth requires courage, wisdom, and heart. Her legacy continues to encourage believers to support good and act with integrity. She remains a model of devotion, love, and unshakable faith in Allah. Her death touched hearts deeply, but her life continues to inspire forever. Hazrat Khadija's story reminds us to treasure faithful companions and righteous deeds. The Prophet's sorrow shows the depth of her impact and the love they shared. Her life and passing teach us lessons of love, patience, and devotion that never fade. May we remember Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha and follow her faith, courage, and kindness always. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha left a legacy that continues to inspire millions today. Her life teaches us the importance of faith, patience, and sincerity in every action. She showed that true love is expressed through support, trust, and sacrifice. Her courage in the face of hardship is a lesson for all believers. She proved that a woman's wisdom and strength can change the world. Her generosity helped the poor, the widows, and the oppressed in Makkah. She spent her wealth and energy to protect and support the Prophet Sallallahu, Alaihi Wasallam. Her faith never wavered, even in the most difficult moments. Her example reminds us that helping others brings Allah's blessings and mercy. She taught that patience during trials is rewarded with divine honor. Her life encourages women to be strong, independent, and kind. She showed that respect, honesty, and compassion are greater than wealth or fame. Even small acts of kindness can leave a lasting impact, just like hers. Her support for the Prophet helped Islam survive in its earliest and hardest days. Her prayers and sacrifices were instrumental in the spread of truth and faith. She inspires us to be steadfast in our devotion to Allah. Her legacy reminds us to act with courage, wisdom, and selflessness. Following her example can guide us to live a life full of love and integrity. She remains the mother of the believers, a title that reflects her heart and deeds. Her story encourages us to trust Allah, help others, and stand for truth. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha's life teaches that faith combined with action changes history. She inspires us to care for the needy and stand by those who strive for righteousness. Her loyalty, courage, and generosity continue to guide Muslims around the world. She showed that one person's devotion and love can impact generations forever. Her life story encourages us to reflect on our own deeds and intentions. She proved that sincerity, patience, and compassion are the greatest treasures. Her example reminds us to support truth, act with kindness, and remain faithful. We can honor her memory by helping others and living with integrity. May we follow her courage, generosity, and unwavering faith in Allah always. Remember to practice patience, love, and support for truth, just like Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha's life teaches us how faith can guide every decision. She believed in Allah wholeheartedly before anyone else in Makkah. Her faith gave the Prophet confidence when he faced mockery and rejection. She endured challenges with patience, knowing that Allah's plan is perfect. Her heart was pure, full of mercy, courage, and devotion. Even during hardships, she never lost hope or trust in Allah. She showed that a strong heart can overcome fear and sorrow. Many heart-touching stories show her care for the Prophet and believers. She once comforted him after the revelation in the cave, embracing him with love. Her prayers for his safety and mission were constant and sincere. She inspired the Prophet to remain steadfast in spreading Islam. Her support made him feel safe even in the harshest conditions. She taught that true courage comes from patience, faith, and trust in Allah. Her generosity helped orphans, widows, and the needy without seeking praise. She used her wealth as a tool to serve Allah and humanity. Her loyalty and love were pure, without worldly desires or expectations. She guided others with wisdom, showing that knowledge and faith go together. Even small acts of kindness from her heart created great blessings. Her life reminds us that women can be leaders, protectors, and supporters of truth. She encouraged the Prophet during moments of doubt and difficulty. Her devotion strengthened Islam in its earliest and most fragile days. She showed that love and support can overcome fear and despair. Her faith and actions inspire believers to act with sincerity and courage. She proved that helping others and standing for truth is a noble legacy. Her patience during trials reminds us that life's hardships can strengthen faith. Her story encourages Muslims to remain loyal to Allah and support goodness. Her devotion and heart-touching actions left a mark on history forever. She inspires us to live with compassion, honesty, and steadfast faith. Through her life, we learn that true strength is combined with mercy and courage. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha's example continues to guide hearts and minds today, During the years of hate and boycott in Makkah, Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha remained a source of strength for the Prophet. The Quraysh tried to isolate the Prophet and his followers from society. They boycotted them, cutting off food, trade, and support. Many believers were hungry, weak, and scared. Hazrat Khadija, despite her wealth, faced hardship alongside the Prophet. She shared what little they had with the needy and the poor. Her heart remained steadfast in faith even when the world turned against them. She reminded the Prophet that Allah's help is always near. Her love and support lifted the Prophet's spirits during these dark times. She encouraged patience, teaching that every trial is a test from Allah. Even when neighbors and friends abandoned them, she remained loyal. She often gave her own food and resources to strengthen the believers. Her wisdom guided the Prophet in planning and decisions during the boycott. Her prayers were constant, seeking Allah's mercy and protection for all. She inspired others to remain steadfast, even under oppression. Her courage showed that faith can overcome cruelty and injustice. She proved that one person's support can bring hope to an entire community. Her devotion to Allah and the Prophet remained unshakable. She shared her love and wealth without expecting anything in return. Her heart-touching actions reminded believers that Allah sees every sacrifice. Even in fear and hunger, she stayed patient and generous. Her faith became a guiding light for the Prophet and early Muslims. She reminded everyone that the truth will always prevail, no matter the difficulty. Her loyalty and courage strengthened Islam during its most vulnerable days. She showed that love for Allah and His Messenger requires sacrifice and trust. Her life during the boycott teaches us patience, faith, and generosity. She proved that support, courage, and mercy can withstand hatred and opposition. Her example inspires Muslims to remain firm in their faith despite challenges. Her legacy during these trials continues to guide believers toward patience and trust. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha remains a symbol of courage, loyalty, and unwavering faith. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha's life continues to inspire believers across generations. Her courage and faith shows that patience and trust in Allah can overcome any trial. She proved that a woman's strength, wisdom, and devotion are unmatched. Her generosity inspires Muslims to help the poor, widows, and orphans. She supported the Prophet in ways that changed the course of history. Her unwavering faith reminds believers to trust Allah in all circumstances. Even in hardship, she remained hopeful and devoted. Her love for the Prophet was pure, selfless, and inspiring. She taught that loyalty and support are greater than wealth or power. Her life encourages women to be leaders, protectors, and guides in society. She inspires men and women to stand for truth and justice. Her heart-touching acts of kindness still guide Muslims today. She proved that patience and sincerity can overcome fear and despair. Her legacy teaches that faith without action is incomplete. She encouraged believers to live with integrity, honesty, and compassion. Her home was a refuge for those in need, showing mercy and generosity. Even small acts of kindness from her heart had great impact. She inspired the Prophet during moments of fear and uncertainty. Her prayers, sacrifices, and wisdom helped Islam grow in its earliest days. Her life demonstrates that courage combined with mercy changes hearts. She showed that one person's devotion can inspire an entire community. Her teachings continue to guide believers in honesty, patience, and support. She encourages Muslims to help others quietly, sincerely, and consistently. Her legacy proves that faith and action together create everlasting impact. Her story reminds us to stay steadfast, generous, and devoted to Allah. She inspires generations to trust Allah, face challenges, and remain kind. Her example shows that supporting truth and helping humanity is the greatest honor. Even today, Muslims learn courage, loyalty, and faith from her life. Her heart-touching life teaches love, patience, and devotion to all believers. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha remains a beacon of inspiration for future generations. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha's love for humanity was one of her greatest qualities. She helped orphans, widows, and the poor without seeking recognition. Her generosity was quiet, sincere, and continuous. She fed those who had no food and gave shelter to those with nowhere to go. Her heart was full of mercy for every living being. Even strangers felt safe and cared for in her home. She treated everyone with respect, regardless of their social status. Many heart-touching stories show her deep compassion for people in need. She once helped a poor family rebuild their home after disaster. She gave food secretly to those who could not afford it. Her kindness was not only in money, but in her words and actions. She consoled people who were heartbroken or in despair. She inspired the Prophet to continue spreading Islam with love and patience. Her charity extended beyond Makkah, reaching those in surrounding areas. She believed that every act of kindness brings Allah's blessings. Her patience and care were unmatched in a society filled with cruelty. She encouraged her friends and family to be charitable and kind. Even when she faced personal hardships, she prioritized helping others. Her home became a sanctuary for the needy and oppressed. She showed that true leadership comes from compassion and mercy. Her love for humanity strengthened the Prophet's mission and gave him hope. She taught that wealth should be used for good, not for pride or status. Her actions created a lasting impact on the early Muslim community. She inspired people to live with honesty, faith, and generosity. Her heart-touching deeds are remembered centuries later as examples of mercy. She proved that small acts of kindness can change lives. Her devotion to helping others was an expression of her love for Allah. Her life reminds us that serving humanity is a path to closeness with Allah. Even today, believers look up to her as a model of compassion and care. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha's love and kindness continue to inspire hearts worldwide. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha's life continues to guide and encourage all believers. She showed that faith, patience, and devotion can overcome every difficulty. Her unwavering support for the Prophet inspires loyalty and love for truth. She teaches us that generosity and kindness are greater than wealth or status. Her courage in facing societal opposition is a lesson for all generations. She encourages believers to trust Allah in every situation, big or small. Her example shows that one person's devotion can change the course of history. She inspired the Prophet during his hardest moments and guided him with love. Her prayers, wealth, and wisdom supported Islam when it was most vulnerable. She reminds us that supporting goodness requires selflessness and courage. Her loyalty teaches that true companions stand firm in love and faith. She inspires women to be independent, strong, and devoted to righteousness. Her patience and mercy show the power of gentle strength in a harsh world. Her life encourages Muslims to help the poor, widows, orphans, and the oppressed. She teaches that every act of kindness, no matter how small, is valuable. She proved that love combined with faith creates a lasting impact. Her devotion inspires believers to prioritize truth and compassion over worldly gain. She encourages Muslims to remain steadfast in the face of trials and persecution. Her life is a reminder that true greatness is measured by faith and good deeds. She inspires believers to act with integrity, honesty, and sincerity. Her support for the Prophet demonstrates the power of encouragement and faith. She motivates us to lead by example, helping others and standing for justice. Her heart-touching story shows that patience, generosity, and courage never go unnoticed. She encourages all to remain humble, faithful, and merciful in their actions. Her life teaches that sacrifice for truth is always rewarded by Allah. She inspires believers to trust Allah, even when life seems difficult. Her legacy reminds us that love, support, and faith can overcome hatred and hardship. She encourages Muslims to be role models in character, charity, and devotion. Her story motivates us to give, forgive, and live with compassion every day. Following Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha's example leads to a heart full of faith and love. May we honor her legacy by living with patience, courage, and devotion to Allah. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha's faith was strong even in the hardest trials. She taught that belief in Allah gives courage when facing danger. Her trust in Allah never wavered, even when enemies opposed the Prophet. She inspired patience and bravery through her calm and wise actions. Her support helped the Prophet continue preaching Islam with confidence. She faced societal pressure but never compromised her faith. Her courage became a beacon of hope for early Muslims. She showed that standing for truth requires both faith and action. Even when facing personal loss, she remained devoted to Allah's cause. Her example teaches that faith is stronger than fear or hardship. She encouraged the Prophet to stay steadfast when people rejected him. Her loyalty was unmatched, and her love pure and selfless. She proved that devotion to Allah is a source of inner strength. Her patience and courage inspired others to trust Allah's plan. She remained generous and kind, even in times of difficulty. Her wisdom guided the Prophet in making decisions for the Muslim community. She never sought praise for her actions, doing everything for Allah alone. Her support gave the Prophet comfort in moments of sorrow and doubt. She faced hardships quietly, demonstrating dignity and faithfulness. Her example teaches that true strength combines mercy and courage. She inspired believers to remain steadfast despite threats and trials. Her life shows that loyalty, faith, and courage can withstand any challenge. She encouraged patience during oppression and hope in times of fear. Her legacy continues to inspire women and men to act with integrity. She reminded believers that trusting Allah brings peace to the heart. Her courage was a gift to the Prophet, helping him fulfill his mission. Her life proves that faith, action, and love create a lasting impact. She inspired the early Muslim community to remain patient and generous. Her example reminds us to stay faithful, brave, and merciful at all times. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha remains a symbol of unwavering faith and courage. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha's life teaches the power of generosity and charity. She helped the poor, widows, and orphans without seeking recognition. Her wealth was a tool to serve Allah and humanity, not for pride or luxury. She supported the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam with her resources. Her heart was full of compassion for those in need. Even strangers felt safe and cared for in her presence. Her acts of kindness were quiet but impactful. She taught that giving sincerely brings blessings from Allah. Her support helped early Muslims survive in the face of oppression. She gave food, shelter, and money to those who could not afford it. Her generosity inspired others to help without expecting anything in return. She reminded believers that charity strengthens faith and the community. Even during personal hardship, she prioritized helping others. Her actions showed that true wealth is measured by good deeds. She encouraged the Prophet to be generous and kind in all matters. Her life demonstrates that service to humanity is a form of worship. She inspired believers to act with sincerity and mercy. Her charity was not limited to material help. She gave time and care as well. She comforted people who were suffering, showing love and empathy. Her example teaches that one person's generosity can change lives. She reminded believers that small acts of kindness are never wasted. Her support for the Prophet was an act of devotion and faith. She encouraged others to give quietly and sincerely for Allah's pleasure. Her life proves that mercy, compassion, and generosity leave a lasting legacy. She inspired women to be leaders in kindness and charity. Her teachings continue to guide believers in every generation. Her heart-touching acts of giving reflect her love for Allah and humanity. She showed that true faith is inseparable from acts of service. Her generosity created hope and relief for the needy. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha remains a shining example of charity, love, and devotion. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha was the Prophet's most trusted companion throughout his life. She stood by him before and after he received prophethood. Her unwavering faith gave him confidence in Allah's mission. She believed in his truthfulness when others doubted him. Her love was selfless, pure, and full of devotion. She supported him emotionally, financially, and spiritually. Her prayers for him were constant, asking Allah to protect and guide him. She encouraged him to continue preaching Islam despite hardships. Her loyalty became a source of strength during difficult times in Makkah. She comforted him after moments of fear or sadness. Her wisdom guided him in making difficult decisions. She shared her home and resources to protect him from ridicule and harm. Her belief in his mission never faltered, even when society turned against him. She reassured him that Allah's support is always near. Her support allowed the Prophet to focus on spreading truth and guidance. She showed that true companionship is based on faith, love, and sacrifice. Her guidance helped him remain patient with those who opposed him. She inspired him to remain steadfast in the face of mockery and threats. Her encouragement strengthened the early Muslim community. She reminded him that trials are temporary and rewards from Allah are eternal. Her loyalty taught the Prophet the value of trust and faith in close companions. She supported him through personal and societal hardships. Her love gave him the courage to continue his mission with conviction. She led by example, showing patience, courage, and selflessness. Her companionship was a heart-touching source of peace for the Prophet. She inspired believers to support truth with faith, patience, and integrity. Her role proved that true support is expressed through sacrifice and devotion. She remains the ultimate example of a faithful, loving, and courageous companion. Her life teaches that loyalty, prayer, and guidance can change the world. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha's legacy as the Prophet's trusted supporter continues to inspire believers today. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha's influence on Islam is timeless and heart-touching. Her faith and support helped Islam survive during its earliest and most fragile days. She inspired the Prophet to fulfill his mission with courage and patience. Her devotion encouraged early Muslims to remain steadfast in faith. Her life proves that one person's loyalty and love can change the course of history. She set an example of honesty, courage, and generosity for all believers. Her wealth was used to support the Prophet, the needy, and the cause of truth. She taught that sincere devotion to Allah is stronger than worldly power or status. Her prayers and sacrifices were essential for the growth of Islam. Her patience in the face of hardships showed that trials are tests from Allah. She inspired women to be leaders, guides, and pillars of faith in society. Her heart-touching actions showed that love and loyalty are forms of worship. Even after her passing, her legacy guided the Prophet and early Muslims. Her example reminds us that supporting truth requires courage, faith, and selflessness. She demonstrated that generosity and kindness can strengthen a community. Her influence continues to inspire believers to act with integrity and devotion. Her life shows that faith combined with action creates lasting change. She proved that a woman's role in history can be monumental and transformative. Her story encourages patience, perseverance, and unwavering trust in Allah. She inspired believers to remain loyal to Allah and stand for righteousness. Her devotion to the Prophet and Islam left a permanent mark on the world. She taught that true greatness lies in faith, mercy, and support for good causes. Her heart-touching legacy inspires people to help others without expecting reward. She showed that loyalty, courage, and love can overcome fear and oppression. Her life continues to guide believers in honesty, compassion, and faith. She encourages all to act with sincerity, generosity, and devotion to Allah. Her example remains a source of hope and guidance for generations. She proved that standing by truth and helping humanity is the highest honor. Her enduring influence on Islam is a testament to her unwavering faith and heart. Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha remains a symbol of courage, devotion, and inspiring legacy. Dear viewers, we hope this beautiful journey of Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha touched your hearts. Her life teaches us faith, patience, courage, and endless love for Allah and His Messenger. She showed us how to stand for truth even when the world stands against you. Her sacrifices remind us that real success is in pleasing Allah. Let us try to follow her path of kindness, loyalty, and generosity. Let us support truth and help people whenever we can. May Allah give us hearts full of faith like Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha. May Allah help us remain patient during hard times. May Allah guide us to live honest and meaningful lives. If this story touched your heart, Please share it with your family and friends. Let others also learn about this great woman of Islam. Please like this video to support our efforts in sharing Islamic stories. Your like motivates us to bring more heart-touching stories for you. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring Islamic content. We will share more stories of prophets, Sahabiyat, and great personalities of Islam. Stay connected with us to grow in faith and knowledge together. Write in the comments what lesson you learned from her beautiful life. Your feedback helps us improve and serve you better. Let us all pray to meet Hazrat Khadija RaziAllahu Anha in Jannah, inshallah. May Allah forgive our sins and accept our good deeds. May Allah bless our families with peace and strong Aman. May Allah protect us from all harm and guide us on the straight path. Thank you for watching and staying with us till the end. Your support means a lot to us and our mission. Keep remembering Allah and sending blessings upon the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, Alaihi Wasallam. May your hearts remain peaceful and full of faith. Until our next video, take care and stay connected with Allah. Never forget that Allah is always with those who are patient and sincere. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.